Alright guys, this is my first video of the new year. This is my first video outside of 2014, and I'm very excited. So, thanks to everyone who welcomed me with open arms into the YouTube community, if you will. Yeah, thanks a lot for that. But this is not a video about that. This is a video about 10 albums that I am very excited to be coming out this year. This is January 2nd. As far as I know, no album's ever been released yet. I'm sure there probably has been, but I'm not familiar with them. So, this actually started as 12 albums, but I didn't really want to make, well, here's 12 albums that I wanted to kind of keep it, 10, 15 maybe, but, yeah. So this was 12, but I did remove 2. The reason I chose the 2 that I did to remove is because one of them is kind of a total shot in the dark. I have no idea if it's actually happening, and the other I just don't know anything about. The 2 that I removed, I will say, is the first one being a possible new album from the Black Dahlia murder. They've released an album every other year, literally since their very first album. Unhallowed came out in like 2003, I think, and then Miasma was in 2005, and then Nocturnal was 2007, and then Deflorate 2009, Ritual 2011, and then 2013 we had Everblack, and literally, so yeah, every other year they've released an album. So I think it would be strange for them to break that streak now. So, yeah, it just basically an educated guess. I genuinely hope that they do release a new album, because that would be absolutely amazing. The Black Dahlia Murder is one of my favorite bands, and yeah, we'll see what happens. And the other one was something that just got mentioned pretty much for the first time, like sometime last week, and that's a new Dying Fetus album. Don't know anything about it. I have no idea when it's going to come out. I don't know if they're in the studio yet, so there's not really much I could say about that. So these are the main 10 that I am very, very excited about, that I know are coming out this year. Well, except for maybe one, but I will say that. I will mention that when we get there. So the first one that I want to talk about is the new album, which is coming out, it's right around the corner from now, and that's the new album from the band Archgo, entitled The Apocalyptic Trumpeter. Yeah, this is going to be the third full-length album from Archgo, and I mean, it's just, I'm so excited. The two songs they've released from it, I believe one may have been a title track, and the other was Nuns, Cunts, and Darkness. I mean, Nuns, Cunts, and Darkness. That fucking song, the title of that song, it's just so fucking good. I love everything about it, and I am so excited to hear the entire album. Yeah, Archgo have been around since 1989, and they've, this is going to be their third album, like I said. They've released a bunch of other stuff, but full-length-wise, this is going to be their third. This is going to be scary, just like Archgo tried to be, and it's going to be scary, it's going to be fucking heavy, it's going to be evil as fuck, and that's what I love Archgo for. So I'm very, very excited to hear the Apocalyptic Trumpeter, I don't know, Trumpeter. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that actually comes out this month, sometime in January, so very, very excited about that. The next album I wanted to talk about is the new album from the band Cradle of Filth. I know there's probably 90% of you don't like Cradle of Filth. That's fine. I do like Cradle of Filth. This will be their 11th studio album. Danny Filth has said that he thinks that this album will surprise a lot of people. They just recently got 2 new guitarists, and I think these guitarists will bring forth something different, something worth mentioning, something definitely worth listening to. Hopefully they don't sort of continue in the direction of Manticore, their 2012 album, just because that album had a lot of punk influence in it, and that's not really my thing, so hopefully they don't continue on into that direction, but I have faith that they can put out something cool. As long as it's not like Darkly Darkly Venus Versa, I think I'll be happy. So, yeah, this album doesn't have a set title yet. It's got a working title, Hammer of the Witches, which I do think is a cool title. I really like that. And depending, if that's what the album's about, then it just makes me that much more excited. So, yeah, Cradle of Filth, 11th full length. I'm very excited for that. The next one I want to talk about actually does not have a title yet either. And that's the new full length from the band Draconian. This will be their eighth full length, and honestly, Turning Season Within, that is one of my favorite albums of like the last 5, 6, 7 years. I absolutely love that album. I go back to it all the time. I listen to it, or at least a few songs from it once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. That's been an album that has stuck with me over the years. Draconian is absolutely amazing. They haven't released, like I said, there's no real details on it. They don't have an album title that they've released. They don't have any full songs that they released, though they have released like in-studio video updates. So that's, the album, there's no reason they shouldn't have this album out in 2015. So I'm very, very excited to hear what they have done on this album. And yeah, Draconian is absolutely amazing. If you're not familiar, you have to check them out. They're absolutely incredible. So that's Draconian. The next album I'm very, 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 very excited for is an album that I was kind of expecting 2013. I don't know why I was expecting it then, but that's the upcoming 5th album from Putrid Pile. I know Sean is done writing the album. The album is all written. I don't know when he plans to go into the studio, but if it's anything like Blood Fetish, this album is going to fucking melt faces, and it's going to be amazing. Putrid Pile wrote one of my favorite death metal albums of all time, The Pleasure and Suffering. It's perfect. I love that album with my entire tiny little black crispy heart. So this album also, from what I know, does not have a title, at least one that has not been made public, but I have full confidence in Putrid Pile. I know the album is going to be killer, and I am very, very excited to hear the 5th full length from Putrid Pile. So that's that. The next album is the brand new upcoming album, the 4th album from Deifago, entitled Into the Eye of Satan. This album is going to it's going to be amazing. Deifago is one of the most violent, crazy, barbaric, chaotic sounding bands on the planet, at least from, the ones that I've heard. And I know that this album is going to make me tremble in fear, because that's what Deifago does, and I am very, very, very excited to hear whatever this album, whatever this album brings to the table. So I'm not crazy about the artwork, though I know that has absolutely no impact on the album itself. That's just a little side note. I know the album is going to be killer, and I'm very, very, very excited to own it and to hear it and to listen to it. I don't know. So yeah, that's very, very exciting. I love Deifago. I love everything they've done. So I'll definitely be looking forward to getting that album in my collection and hearing it for the first time and all that nonsense. So that's Deifago. The next album is from legendary Swedish black metal band Marduk, entitled Frenchwine? Maybe? Yeah. I don't know, maybe you're thinking, I don't know how to say it. I'm pretty sure it's Frenchwine. But, yeah, I'm a typical American cunt, I know. yeah, this is going to be their 13th album. And I have full confidence in Marduk's abilities to make an album that is even better than Serpent Sermon. Because Serpent Sermon, in my opinion, was a lot better than Wormwood, and if they continue on in this direction, then French Wine will be a absolutely killer album. Yeah, so Marduk wrote one of my favorite black metal albums of all time, which is Dark Endless, their very first album from like 93 or something like that. It might have been a little bit earlier than that, but every time Marduk releases an album, I just kind of think, fuck, these are the guys that wrote Dark Endless, and that album is amazing, and so that's probably why this is sort of really exciting for me. But the song they released, from French Wine, Rope of Regret, that song gave me all the confidence that song gave me everything I needed to be confident in this album. That song is absolutely incredible. I am so excited to hear the entire album, because if it's anything like the Rope of Regret song, then I know that album is going to blow me away. Yeah. I kind of forgot. I did want to I kind of want to add the new Dark Funeral album that's going to be released into this list. I kind of just forgot about it until right now. So Dark Funeral, their new album, I'm not so crazy about the song they released from it, but I know that's going to be a pretty killer album as a whole. The last 4 albums that I'm very, very excited for, the first of which being the new album from US black metal band Vaughn, one of the very, very earliest US black metal bands. And though, they've been around since like 93 or something, and though they, haven't released more than 2 albums in the past, like 2 full-length albums, I am so excited for this album. Vaughn, this will be their 3rd album, like I said, entitled Dark Gods, Birth of the Architects. Sorry, I have my list of ones written right there, because I don't actually have the albums to look at, so I have kind of a list of just the band name and then the album title. So yeah, Dark Gods, Birth of the Architects. I am assuming that this is going to be a sort of companion album to the album that came out before this, I think in 2013, 2012? Maybe it was 2013, called Dark Gods, 7 Billion Slaves. So they both have the Dark Gods, part at the beginning. So I assume that it's probably some type of a companion album. But yeah, if it's anything like that album, it's gonna be awesome. I love Vaughn. They've, like I said, unfortunately they haven't put out too many full lengths in their entire career, but they've put out a few demos and compilations and live albums and whatever. So yes, I'm very, very excited to hear what this album has to offer. They've already released like 4 lyric videos, or just songs from the album. So I'm pretty confident that this album is gonna rule. So yeah, I'm very excited to hear the entire album. And yeah, Vaughn is amazing, and we'll see what that album has to bring to the table. So last 3 here, these are the ones that kind of are the ones I'm most excited about. The third of which being the new Kraken Grin album entitled This Is No Fairy Tale. I've loved everything that this band has put out. This will be their 4th album. Yeah, the first 3 albums are absolute masterpieces in my opinion. I love the idea. I love concept albums where, a whole album will tell a single story, and Kraken Grin are the masters of that. It happened. They did it on Lamendam. They did it on Death Came Through Our Phantom Ship. They did it on Where the Corpses Sing Forever, and they're gonna do it on this. They released 1 song from the album, and it was called There's No Place Like Home. And from what it seems, this album is going to have sort of a I don't know, it seems like it's almost like domestic occurrences and domestic abuse and stuff like that. So I really like that, especially, in context with the title, This Is No Fairy Tale. I feel like this is going to be the most realistic of all their albums. Not just because of the title, but the one song that they did put out from it, you know, it didn't involve ghosts or anything like that, at least not from what, you know, not in the context that they released it. So I'm very, very excited to hear what this album has to offer. I have already pre-ordered my copy, and I'm very, very excited. This is one of, like I said, this is one of the ones I'm most excited for to come out this year. And yeah, we'll see what the rest of the album has to offer. I know it's gonna rule. I have no doubts. Crock and Grin is awesome. Yeah. The next one, second to last one, is the brand new album from the band Leviathan. Holy shit! I was so excited to find out that Leviathan was releasing a new album. One man black metal band. Rest is a fucking genius, multi-instrumentalist. His ideas are amazing. Everything is perfect, and you know, judging by the last few albums, I know that this is going to be a melting pot of just evil fucking goodness. And I don't know. I have doubts if it can top True Traitor, True Horror, because that album is perfect in my opinion. It's so evil and it's so scary, and it's just, oh god, I'm so excited for the new album. Also, I should probably mention the album is called Scar-Sighted. Don't know why that crossed my mind, or don't know why that sort of I don't know why I didn't say that earlier. I'm sorry. Yeah, this will be Leviathan's 8th album. It's going to be put out through Profound Lore Productions, and I don't think there's any pre-orders up yet, but I know as soon as there are, I'm going to definitely be taking part in that. So I'm very, very excited to hear new Leviathan. There's been no songs put out from it. Yeah, there hasn't been any songs released yet. I do like the artwork that's been released. From what I understand, there's no one single album cover to the actual album. It's sort of just, I think they said there was like 16 just pictures that sort of represent the album, but I don't think there's actually any specific album cover. So that doesn't matter. I know the album's going to be killer, and I am so, so excited to hear the new Leviathan. And the last album, the album that I am most excited for to come out this year. And this is the one I'm not sure. They haven't really said that this is going to be released for sure in 2015, and that is the new Cattle Decapitation album. Cattle Decapitation is my favorite band. From the lyrics to the vocals, to the fucking insane drums, to the absolute crazy technical death grind goodness. I'm so fucking excited. Cattle Decapitation have gotten, a lot of people say they've gotten better with each release. Humanure is my favorite album, but if I look besides Humanure, I do believe they've gotten better with every release. You know, To Serve Man, to Karma Bloody Karma was better than To Serve Man in my opinion, and then Harvest Floor and Monolith of Humanity are pretty much right there next to each other. So this album is going to be amazing. There's no title yet. This will be the 7th Cattle Decapitation album. Homivore is an album. I don't know why it seems like people forget about that album. This will be the 6th album that Cattle Decapitation have put out through Metal Blade, but Homivore is an album, so this will be their 7th album, and I am so excited. The Cattle Decapitation's current lineup, there's no doubts in my mind that they are going to put out Album of the Year in 2015. I will say that with full confidence. If Cattle Decapitation comes out with an album this year, it will be Album of the Year. That it might be a bold statement, it's gonna fucking happen. If that album comes out, it will be my album of the year. And if it does not, I will be tremendously upset. But Cattle Decapitation is fucking perfect. I'm mainly excited to read the lyrics and to see the names of the songs. Just because that's mainly what interests me about Cattle Decapitation, is their lyrics and their messages, and the titles of the songs are always really clever, and you know, that along with obviously the perfect music and vocals and all that. But I am so excited to see the new artwork and to read the lyrics and to see the song titles. I am so excited for everything that surrounds this album, and I am so fucking excited to get more details on it. I literally have been checking Cattle Decapitation's Facebook daily to see if there's any updates on the album. There hasn't been, but yes, hopefully it does come out in this year, because I don't think I could wait longer than that. But that's it, guys. Those are 10 albums. Actually, I talked about more like 13, but those are 10 albums that I am truly, truly excited for, that are coming out in 2015. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like it, and until next time, stay tuned and take care.